think my live. Hello, everybody. Good evening. It is February 24th, 2026. It's 6:30 p.m. Central Time. So I am live tonight to do some crafting, and I have one really cute project to share with you this evening, which does include two techniques. So hopefully that will inspire you to start digging around in your craft supplies and make something as well. For the top of the evening, I want to give you a couple of announcements. First, if you still have not used your bonus day coupons that you earned last month in January, then the last day to use those, I believe Saturday is the last day of February, and I think that's the last day to use your bonus day coupons. I'm going to be on stage in Long Beach. I had to think, where am I going? Long Beach, California, in just a little over 2 weeks, which is crazy. So we're going to get new catalog, new products, all kinds of new things. It's going to be very fun and exciting. I love going to the on-stage events to get inspired and kind of re-energized in my crafting journey for the year. Gus, please exit the area. He doesn't want to. Let's see. Hi. Let's see who's here. Hi, Mom and Linda. Hello. Good evening to you both. There is also, of course, the products of the month, and I do have the sneak peek for next month's product of the month, which is so cute. Look at the Notes of Spring stamp set, which will be available, I think it's, so the first Tuesday in March, is it the 2nd or the 3rd, is when you can add the Notes of Spring to your order of $75 or more for just $5. I think it's super adorable. The little, what is that, a little fawn and a little goose duck, a little bunny, and there's a little grass thing and a little flower thing. It is so cute. So that is going to be the product of the month coming out in March. This is the first time that Stampin Up has shared with us what the product of the month is for the next month. So it's actually, I think, fantastic they're doing it. So it is going to be a stamp set. I know my customers, and I really think that y'all are gonna want that stamp set. I know I do. So I'm gonna do like a cardstock inventory. I'm kind of low on some cardstock colors, so that'll probably be my product or my order there when March starts, when I can get this product of the month. If this stamp set is not for you, you could also pick up any of the product of the months that are still available that you have not received yet, because you can only get one Notes of Spring per account, etc. If you have any questions about product of the month, please reach out to me. I feel like I explain it a lot, so I won't explain it too much today, but maybe later. Let me check the comments here. Everybody's checking on Mom. Mom has been not feeling well, so everybody's checking on her. And hello, Julie is on as well. Gus is climbed up on the counter. Gus, please get off. Off, off, off. You're going to do something bad. Okay. So there's some changes that were announced during the announcements today with Stampin' Up, and I figure I'm going to just kind of talk about those as I work on the card. How do you get the cute stamp set? So the Notes of Spring stamp set will be the March product of the month. So to qualify to earn that, you will need to have a $65 order, and then you can purchase the stamp set for $5, and it will be beginning, I don't think it's the 1st, I think it's the Tuesday, so the 3rd is when that will be available. That is how the product of the month works, and I will be using the February product of the month, which is the Painted Illusions DSP, a little bit on today's project. Is also the paper that was used on our other project for Stamp Club. So we don't have celebration anymore, and so the product of the month is kind of you have to pay for it, but it's kind of the celebration thing. So we get a new product of the month every month. you only get one product of the month per order, and you can only get one product per account. So I could not purchase another one of these for $5 if I had another $75 order. Same thing with the stamp sets. One product per account per month. Mom's reminding everybody to please like the video and subscribe if you have not already. I'm at 45, on my way to 50 subscribers. So let's get started with the project tonight. I am using the Woolly Friends bundle, and it is a builder punch. The punch is currently out of stock. I'm sorry that I keep picking things that are out of stock. I did look up an inventory report, and the estimated return is April 20th. Put it on your wish list. Also, what you can do is go to the Stampin Up website. You can go to where the bundle is, and you can put your email address in a little box, and Stampin Up will email you when it is available, and that way you can order it when it gets back in stock. But what I'm going to show you tonight, you can use this for any of like your builder punches. If you have like the bee builder punch, or I don't know what other ones are currently out there. Ones from the past. The bee builder is still a current one, I think. Let's see if I can get my the camera's kind of straight now. Perfect. So I'm going to show you, I received this card in the mail from a friend, Chris B. And I was like, oh my gosh, look how cute it is. I loved this. And then there's the inside. And I was like, I need to case this card, copy and steal everything for my stamp club. So I kind of switched up the colors and everything. And that's what I'm going to show you tonight. Now, Chris cut these and hand snipped all of those banners. Bless her heart. I was not going to do that. So what I did is I took the Happy Labels Pick-a-Punch, which is a great punch, and I wanted this center shape here, and I cut my little strip, so it's the banner is 1/2 inch. I cut my strip just over 1/2 inch, so then I could slide it in here and just get the one punch. So I just wanted to show that, so then that way I'm not wasting the paper. So that is how I did my banners. I'm gonna get all my stuff out. Oh my gosh, don't drop the banners on the floor. And I have used the February product of the month, DSP, the Painted Illusions. So I have my banners. We'll set these off to the side here. Let's see. So Chris had used, I don't know what this folder is called, but it's like a little leaf kind of folder. And I have chosen to use, I really like this folder. Can you see the pattern? This is the Beautiful Pattern 3D Embossing folder. And this is Flirty Flamingo. And this is cut as a regular front for a card. So it is 4 by 5 and 1/4. And we're just going to set that. Actually, you know what? We're going to go ahead and adhere it to our base. I'm using a basic gray card base. And I'm just going to go ahead. The less pieces I have floating around, the better for everybody. And all the cat fur everywhere. I shouldn't have done that. That was not centered at all, but it will work. And I'm just going to stick it in the envelope. So what I'm going to do is actually work on the inside of the card first. So I have the stamps are the head and the body of our little lamb are separate pieces. So to be able to get this look, we need to do a mask. You can use the Stampin' Up masking paper, which I think does a good job. I don't like it so much for these little images. So what I'm going to do is I have my trusty sticky notes, and we want to stamp this on where it's going to be sticky to use our mask. And then we're just going to do a quick little cutout with it. Now, why is there a glue dot on my scissors? That's, we'll just, it's fine. So you could use your punch to punch this out. If maybe it was the body. The problem is, I think when you stamp up on the sticky and then you stick it into your punch, then your punch, it could get stuck in your punch. And when you're cutting, if you move the paper, you get better luck. So I have my little face. So when this glue dot on here is going to drive me nuts. Did I get it? So now I did. So when we're thinking about masking, anything that's at the front is what you need to stamp first and mask. So you stamp front to back. Mask front to back. So in this case, our little face is at the front. But before I even do that, I've learned from others that I'm going to stamp the sentiment first, which is the "You're simply fabulous," which is just hilarious. And the only ink color I'm using on this card is Basic Gray. I'm sorry that is fuzzy. Maybe we can come down a little bit more. There we go. That probably looks much nicer. We'll need to be up higher for the next step, but so we'll have a little up, down, up, down. I don't know why I put that away. I'm like obsessed with putting it away. So now I'm going to ink my little face. And we're going to put him here. I mean, that's kind of cute, just his little face. But then we're going to come through. We're going to use our sticky note and cover that up. And we have our cute little, like, jumping sheep. I'll call this the jumping sheep. Now, this is not the sheep body that the punches. But it makes a great little stamp on. So if you do end up getting this at home, I've been kind of lining up my sheep body around the eyebrow mark. And that way, when we come through and we take the sticky note off, it's magic. And we have our masked little sheep. I think it would be cute if there was like a little trampoline. Like the head could even be off to this way. Like he could kind of be like that way. This makes it look like a straight on. He's like jumping, or he could be leaping with his head more. You know, he could be more that way. Yeah, you have options. I kind of like the straight on, because to me it looks like he's on a trampoline. Like, wee! Wee! So this is the inside of the card. So we're going to, you know what, let's go ahead and adhere that into the card now. Because again, the less pieces I have floating around, the safer it is for everyone. So one of the things that is upcoming with Stampin' Up, when the new catalog comes out, it's not going to be an annual catalog. Stampin' Up is going to release 3 catalogs a year, and they will all be about the size of what our mini catalogs are now. So the next catalog to come out will be an April to August catalog, and there'll be the September to December and the January to April, which is what we have now. And I believe this bundle is in the spring catalog. So within those catalogs, there will be a sprinkling of our core products, such as inks and paper and tools, snips, those types of things, as well as being able to find the full product line on the website. So I think it'll make it a little easier maybe in some ways. Some ways I think it'll be easier. I won't have to think about 2 catalogs at the same time. Just 1 catalog plus online stuff. It will make them cheaper to mail, and they're going to be less expensive for me to purchase. So I'm on board with that. So the next thing we're going to do is use our positioning tool to stamp or punch and stamp. So one of the big complaints that a lot of people have with these builder punches are it's so hard to figure out, like I feel I have to just punt, you know, I'm going to stamp the little body and the head and I've got to like stick them in there and try to get it. So I'm going to show you on how that you can line this up by using this as a template. Now, when I punched this, this was the top. So I am going to mark this as top. So the new stamp positioner tool, these little grid sheets are sold separately. You don't need them, though it does kind of make it nice. And the main platform is just this full, and it just springs on down. It's actually pretty easy to use. And to me, the whole thing feels lighter than other positioner tools. But if you have a positioner tool already, you can do this same thing. So this piece of paper might be just a little bit smaller than what I have cut here. And I am placing it underneath. And then the little magnets has the little tabs on it, which is great. Now you could, without that, you could probably stick these in there and stamp them. I'm not a fan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my stamps. I'm just going to do the little sheep body and the head. This is a little bell and a little bow. I'm not using those today, which is fine. I do want to make sure that my stamp's not wet. It was sitting over there on the chamois. So what I'm doing is I'm sticking it in there, I'm feeling where it is, and then I'm kind of just barely pulling it away from the edge. And then I can sit my plate on here, press down, and I get a little water there. It'll be fine. So now that's going to give my perfect alignment, and I can come through with my basic gray. Sorry for all of the lamps. And let's see if I have a good alignment. Ta-da! Let me just close up my ink real quick, and I can reuse this for several times. So I'm actually going to take this one and put it in my stamp case. Where did my, oh here. So then I have it if I need it again. Just do a little tidy up here. So you can do, again, the same thing with whatever stamp position tool you have. Now if you wanted to do it over and over, I would recommend, here's the one that we use for Stamp Club, I would mark like where you had this laying on the grid sheet, so then you could swap the papers out and you wouldn't have to reposition the stamps. Let's peel these off. They'll want to go back into the stamp set, and that will store. And then this will just go right in here. I have my sheep. I should have colored them first. We'll color them second. So we are going to add just a little bit of color to our sheep. I'm going to do a little outlining in what is this, smoky slate, I do believe, and a little pink on the ears. And while I'm doing that, I can talk to you. I'll come down so you can see. So starting with the 26, 28 in colors, Stampin' Up! Is revamping the actual ink pad, this thing here. And so the new in colors will be available in the new ink pad design. The new ink pad design is going to be a magnetic lid. It'll be much easier to open. They will magnetize to stack on top of each other. It is a felt pad versus the kind of sponge that we have now. And if you are familiar with the old Close to My Heart company and their ink pads, it is that design. So, and then for 2027, all of the other colors will roll out into the new ink pad design. Now, it does not make the ink pads that you have currently invalid or anything, because along with the ink pad design, there will be a color refresh. So our color families will update a little bit, and that happens about every 4 or 5 years. Probably about 4 years, because I think this will be my 3rd color refresh once 27 hits. The one thing is they did say like the new formula refill would not work for the foam pad, something with the chemical makeup. Some things that make people happy about I am excited about the magnetic case. It'll be easier for people with dexterity struggles, maybe arthritis, that type of thing. The felt pad will actually holds more ink. This sometimes the ink kind of pools in one spot and sometimes seeps out. That's not an issue with the felt pad. So they said they had been really researching ink pad holders for a while and really did think and believe that the Close to My Heart, which they acquired the intellectual property of, is the best ink pad on the market. And I have heard that from other crafters, not just previous Close to My Heart people, but just people, crafters in general, just loved the Close to My Heart ink pads. So those are coming, and the first ink pads will be the new in colors that come out here in May. I guess the downfall is they will cost more because it is more expensive to produce that ink pad container. But there's some other costs going up, just as it does every year. They do think the lifespan of the felt pad is much longer than the lifespan of the foam pad. So it'll be an adjustment for me because I have been stamping with the foam for the most part outside of the Memento ink pad. So your Memento ink pad is a felt pad. So, and so is your StazOn. So this guy is a felt pad. Your Stampin' Spots are felt pads. So that's kind of what's going to be happening. Hey, Nikki. So the next thing I'm going to do with this little sheep is I'm going to flick some color on him. And I'm going to do that very gently with my, what is this, Pretty Peacock. And this is the wide tip, the brush tip of my Stampin' Right marker in my undone nail. I was going to get my nails done. I'm going to try to stretch it out so they look more new when I go to California. We're going to take the cap and we're going to gently use the cap and flick color onto the sheep. Very gentle. You don't be brutal. You don't want to ruin the tip of your marker. I think if I hold it up like this, then maybe you'll be able to see. The little flicks of color, it's much better in person. Okay, there we go. That's a decent angle. That just gives a little extra texture to our little lamb. He's just so cute. Next item. So we have a piece of white, and if you're interested in this measurement, my piece of white is, let me make sure I give you the right one. I had several pieces of white here. 3 1/4 by 4 1/2 is what this white, and then the pretty peacock is a 3 3/8 by 4 5/8. We're going to come up a little bit. And what I'm going to do is glue my little punches down. I'll do them a little bit different than I did on my sample. And I'm going to use Tombow for this, just so that I can slide them around a little bit. Okay, yeah, we'll use this side. That'll make it different. This is a great little technique with any kind of little label punch like this, or you could use a die, or just cut little rectangles from your scraps. So a fun way to use scraps, or a fun way just to add some color with a large sheet. Doing something like this. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp my front sentiment, because my little sheep is going to sit on top of him, on the sentiment. Where did the sentiment go? Here it is. You make me happy. Let's do a little test. Yep. Ta-da. And I have my little sheep body, so I'm going to glue this down just like I did with the little strips. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere this onto my Pretty Peacock frame. So Pretty Peacock are my little flecks. And this is kind of the DSP is kind of watercolored, so this is like a watercolored out of the Pretty Peacock. A watercolor wash. I'm about out of tape on this roll. I think I'm going to have enough though to finish this card. Small border. If you're never not sure, turn it over and use your bone folder. And then I'm going to come through and I'm going to put this on my base with dimensionals. I still have my little head over here. Don't worry, I have not forgotten the head. Now, do I have a... oh, here's some full dimensionals here. So, in the comments, does anybody... anybody on here familiar with the Close to My Heart ink pads with the magnetic lid? Or if you're watching this on the replay, let me know in the comments. And if you are familiar with them, have you used them? Do you like them? Are you excited about the Stampin' Up color, our great Stampin' Up colors coming in that new style of ink pad? Now, Stampin' Up did say it will fit an existing storage. It won't be a perfect fit, but if you have Stampin' Up storage, I think even if I have the Stampin' Storage wood things, it might stick out a little bit more, but they did say it'll fit an existing storage. It's just not perfect, which I have a Stampin' Storage from the ink pad iteration before this one, that had like the lip on it. I'm excited because I have had problems with these ink pads. Let me see if I can find one. Usually I can find one pretty fast, but I've had issues. Will I be able to find one that's goofy now that I'd like to find one? Absolutely not. Here we go. See, can you see this here? This is a result, this little crack. It's not infecting the integrity of the ink sponge in there, but this is a product of not having this lid pushed back all of the way before it was closed. So if you notice your ink pads are buckled, that means you've slammed it shut without it being bumped all the way back. But with the new ones, the lid comes, the lid has actually got the ink pad part on it, and it's magnetic. It comes all the way off, and then you can actually magnetic the two together so you don't even lose the lid. So that's kind of cool. So then back to the cute little Jeep here. We're going to put a dimensional on his little head. Her head. It's a him. It's a him. And then we can tilt him a little bit like that. And we have a cute little head. Oh, he's so cute. See those little speckles on there? Just adds a little something. Don't you think? And then we are going to come through with some bling. And let me tell you what, these are the Pearls of Beauty bling. And I'm going to use kind of these gold tony ones. The white ones would be kind of cute too, but I like the gold ones just because I think it'll stick out. I think it sticks out a little bit nicer. I'll put it down there. And then we have You Make Me Happy. You're simply fabulous. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Look how cute he is. Ah, so cute. So my inspiration from my friend Crispy. And again, so she has a larger white frame, and she hand snipped these. You can do that. You're welcome to do that. I used the punch. So they are longer, and it's on a smaller piece of white. And then I framed my white just to give it a little something extra. And I noticed she has little speckles on her lamb, but I think they're Flirty Flamingo is what I'm guessing, or some kind of a red. And then her inside is like the same. So super, super cute, using some little scraps. Here's my original sample. So this is the back side of this one. Otherwise the same. I have my bling in a little different spot, and this probably looks about the same in here. Look, there's all the measurements. Ooh. That's what it looks like when Anne-Marie's planning a card for Card Club. Don't judge any spelling mistakes you may find on that sticky note. So I think this little card with the with even both sentiments would be a great just hello card. You could make it a birthday card. It could be a cute little happy spring card. I really do think both sentiments kind of create, you could, just put him inside if you wanted to, put this on the front, leave the other one. But I kind of liked them both together, because I'll admit, when I received the stamp set and saw it, I would never have paired this two sentiments together. I would have just been like, oh, they both go on the front of the card. So I think they work really well paired together. The other sentiments in this set are Welcome Cutie, which would be great for a baby, and the Sending Flowers and Sunshine, which I used on the sample I made tonight after work. Now the stamp does give you a little fluff ball inside if you want to color your sheep. I highly recommend to check out the samples in the catalog or online, because they did like some colored sheep. I didn't quite have time for that, but this is also one I want to do some more cards with. I want to use the little bow and bell too. And I should have used this, the little grass, but I did use, look how cute. Don't miss the butterfly with the little fly mark, like the little path. So I just did some quick little stamping on, again, this is the February DSP of product of the month, the DSP. And I stamped, so the flowers are 3 stamps. So I stamped this in Flirty Flamingo. I stamped off the inside of the tulip. My intention was to stamp off the inside of the leaves, but I'm actually kind of okay with how it turned out, but I forgot to stamp it off. This is your permission to stamp on your designer series paper. And I just used the basic gray for the sentiment and for the little butterfly. And then added, these are some of the in color dots. This is the Darling Duckling, which is a 2527 in color. Just so you know, this ribbon here is taped down, and this bow was tied separately and then added down with glue dots. A little petal and pink frame there, and then the inside is just the little tulips. I think that's 3 times, yep, stamped inside. So just a cute little, maybe a little get well card or thinking of you. I thought it was kind of cute to put the yellow bow on there. The cat hair comes free. Jeez. I know you can't see it, but it's like stuck on there. I'm just always getting rid of cat hair off cards. But I really, like I said, I wanted to use the little flower, the tulip stamp. So that leaves me, the only stamps I hadn't used, I haven't colored in a sheep yet. I haven't used the bell or the bow or the little grass. I kind of missed out using the grass. It might have been okay with this card, the tulips, but having it, they're sitting on the sentiment, so I think it wouldn't have been quite enough. I did like adding that I think that, you know, without the butterfly, it's okay, but I think adding that butterfly kind of helps. It gives you like this triangle situation on the card. And it kind of, I don't know, it does the right thing. And I hadn't used this sheet of paper in the paper pack. It reminds me, I'd used the other side. I'd used this side. But this side reminds me of, like, I cut it from the lighter portion of like fish scales or a mermaid tail. And I really wanted to use that piece. And so using the lighter, from the lighter section, and using the Flirty Flamingo, I could stamp right on there. So don't forget, stamp on your DSP. You know, maybe even stamping the sheep on this and then punching it out might be kind of, maybe not that one, but on the pinky colors. Or sheep with flowers. So don't forget to stamp on your DSP, especially if you're somebody who's afraid to color. The DSP can help add texture and color to a die cut or a punch or just your card, and you can just stamp right on it. And so again, this is the Painted Illusions, which is the February product of the month. So you can purchase it now for $5 with your $75 order or more while supplies last. Pretty card. Thank you, Mom. Okay, I think I've answered all comments, or at least from the live chat. Just a quick reminder for anybody who's currently watching or watching on replay to please make sure you have liked the video and subscribe if you have not already. I'm going to do a little stamp put away. So next Tuesday there will be a new online release along that cute, computer, along with a new product of the month, which will be the Notes of Spring. So you can start to pick that up, and it's online release, so just get online, see. There's a, there's a cute like jar thing, like a jam jar. But still plenty of time to shop for your Easter cards. So you can shop the catalogs, shop the new online release. So next Tuesday, I'm going to do a project using a bundle that will be available Tuesday. You've seen it before, but I haven't demonstrated with it. So that'll be for next week, and I will, for my Stamp Club people, I'm going to show the whole cutting process as well. They will know what that means. Stamp Club kind of gets some special treatment. I do a lot of extra work, so everybody can enjoyable experience when they come over for Stamp Club. But I will be demonstrating next week the whole process for the second card that I did not do tonight. So if you're wanting to see the whole kind of behind the scenes still, then that's what you're in for. Look at me tidying up. So I think that's going to be it for tonight. Please, again, make sure to like the video. Subscribe if you have not already. Please reach out to me if you have any questions about anything that you do see online or whatnot. See me picking. I'm even going to put the bling in the bling book. You can text me, send me a message on Facebook, send me an email, and I can get back to you. Things I'm going to be working on this weekend include my swap cards, because I am signed up for a swap, which is a swap of the products that are releasing Tuesday. So when I go to Onstage, the swap that I'm in will just be products that are new starting next Tuesday in March. So when I get it from Onstage, I'll have some nice samples to show you if you're still on the fence about some things. Fingers crossed I get things of not the set that I did. The set I'm using is a garden tool set, and I can actually show it to you because it's going to be available here. I purchased the Help Me Grow, and these are the dies. So all the little garden tools was just too cute to pass up. I also purchased the Dream Team stamp set, so I could use this for coworkers and employees. I thought that's really cute. Available next Tuesday. I got some new dots coming next Tuesday. I picked out a ribbon. What is this? Gray granite. It's kind of a natural looking ribbon. And then I got more paper than I thought. We got some foil stuff. We got whatever this is. And then this is like wood textured stuff. Wood grain wonders. So I'm not going to open them all up because I want to design my swap card. I want my swap card to be my first inspired stuff from the new products. So that's why I haven't touched them yet. So that's kind of where that is going. All right. I think we are good. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you next week with another project with products that will be available to you next Tuesday, along with that new product of the month. You can shop any of the product of the month products that are still available. So we'll see you around, and as I say, mail a card. You can make somebody's day for less than $1, put a stamp on it, send it in the mailbox, and brighten somebody's day. Bye everybody. Good night.